But hasn't the government, there has been more going on in China that individuals are now a little more expressive about their distaste for the system, like gradually, or is it totally like if you talk against the government, like you are FUCK'd, man?
Yeah, you can talk shit like in real life, so they wouldn't know. But if you
Not
post,
online.
yeah, if you post stuff online, that's pretty bad. Or even if you're just like a normal person, if you say something about the government, they wouldn't really care that much because like you're not instigating anything, right?
But if you're
But
a
like
popular person,
right, but if you're popular and a celebrity and you start talking, then you're in real trouble. Hi, my name is Yunfan, and this is my golden hour.
Water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the 4 deer nations lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the fire deer attacked. Only Derek, master of all 4 elements, could stop those boys. But when Boston needed him most, he vanished into the enchanted golden deer forest.
Season 4.
you ready to do this with me?
Mm-hmm.
Ready? Let's stop. And then. And stop. Now this one really gutter already. Okay. How did that feel?
Good.
Great.
Great.
So today, for everyone out there in the internet sphere, I had to do 0 preparation for this episode because the young man sitting to my right is a new acquaintance of mine, but probably over the past month and a half, I haven't spent more time with anyone besides him.
Yeah, me too.
Thinking about it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm extremely grateful that the universe paired us, because we were just talking about this before we started. I was like, man, like to grow the show and to grow everything going on, I'm going to need to find someone who's a guru on the digital end and who wants to work equally as hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking the character to my right, he was probably thinking, damn, I really want to work hard and go out and work on cool projects and meet people, but I just don't know anybody.
Yeah, that's true.
And so to my right, I have young Frankie Films.
All right. I haven't even decided what to use as my like
As your name?
Instagram tag. Yeah, so
We started with ISO Frank, right?
yeah, I saw Frank, and then Frankie.
Young Frankie Films.
Yeah, I don't know. There are too
It's just
many
been
names.
It's just been sticking with me.
Yeah.
Frankie Flicks.
Wait. Yeah, that was one of them.
What are you feeling right now?
I mean, Frankie Films kind of like rose off the tongue pretty nice. So maybe I'll go with it.
But right now you're young Frankie Films.
Okay.
And so if you're like a Pokemon,
Mm-hmm.
like you're just at like your beta stage, and then you
Yeah.
evolve.
Yeah. So what do I have to do?
So in like 2 years, when everything's like
Mhm.
really crazy, you're gonna be.
I'm gonna be Ultra.
Oh, I'm trying to think. The Frankinator.
The ultimate. I don't even know.
Big Frank.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be the middle, and then
Yeah.
the third evolution, you would just be like Frank. Period.
All right.
And you're just gonna be
Sounds good.
jacked.
I already am.
So, for reference, Frank is a producer for the show.
Mm-hmm.
If you've noticed in the past 2 months or month and a half, the show has increased in production value, and we've been able to pump out more content at a better rate. It's because Frank has been helping. Totally transparent about it. Frank is picked up speed like wicked quick, man. Like totally impressed on how fast you pick shit up.
Thanks,
like
man.
really, really fast. And I heard my mom says this all the time. She was like, you know what, you're extremely driven and you're intelligent, but if you're really gonna try to grow things for yourself, you gotta surround yourself with people who are smarter at other things than you.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like if you wanna go anywhere, like as a company, you have to like outsource a lot of stuff you do that you're not good at, so that like people who are actually good at it can like help you do it, and like
And you just focus on your strengths.
Right.
So do you want to just start off by kind of just giving a little synopsis of who you are and what you do?
All right.
I'm
international.
say your Chinese name.
Yeah. My Chinese name is Yunfan. We say in China we say our last name first and then first name. So my last name is Xu. My first name is Yunfan, and I'm an international Chinese student in Boston College. And I just finished my sophomore year. I'm going to my junior year, and I'm into videography, especially more so than photography. So I really like producing video contents, and I'm just, like I said, I'm trying to find more work. Yeah.
One thing Frank has not noted is that he's actually only been doing this stuff for a year.
Yeah, actually, I picked up my first digital camera.
What was it?
Last May. So it's a Sony A60-300. It's actually filming this angle right now.
That's the one that's making you look sexy?
Yep.
Or is that my angle?
That's your angle. So yeah. Yeah, so that was my first camera. I wanted it because I was like on YouTube just looking at random like tutorials when I don't even have a camera.
I got a feeling that you've over the course of your college career and probably before, you watch a lot of YouTube.
Yeah, a shitload of YouTube.
Right?
Yeah, when I don't even watch like TV or Netflix that much. I just watch YouTube. Like I don't even know why.
Because I picked up on things that you've done or facts that I'm like, there's the only way this dude learned about that stuff was via YouTube.
Like what?
Like there are certain times where I'll talk about like a Joe Rogan podcast where you know the bit.
Yeah. Joe Rogan, definitely.
Or you'll know about things in the political sphere. Mm-hmm. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, pretty much. I would say most of this stuff, like almost all of my knowledge about videography came from YouTube.
YouTube University, man.
Like for sure. Like it's so great. I don't even know how to put it. Like you can basically learn anything you want if you really look for it.
Absolutely. But it's also provides a certain type of learning, you know? Like but you learn equally in the classroom at BC, right? Or
what do you mean?
Is it easier for you to learn on your own or with a teacher/mentor?
It's different, I would say. For YouTube, I feel like I'm really like a audio kind of learner. So there are a lot of type of learners. Some people like reading, some people like listening.
Some people like doing.
And some people like doing. I like listening a lot. So that's what I feel like is YouTube is my like really good for me, is because like I don't really have to do anything. Mm-hmm. I just sit back and watch and listen to them talk. Yeah, I just pick it up. Of course I have to do it after I learn it, but like I'm definitely more of a like audio learner.
Yeah, you pick it up to speed quick.
Yeah.
Has there been any bits from the show that you've learned since coming on?
Oh yeah, every episode. So like
what's been like the dopest fact thus far?
Man, there are just too many of them. Say a guest name, I'll tell you.
Well, one cool thing is that Frank's a massive NBA fan.
Yeah.
And Nikolai was up on the show, and he had been cutting up a clip about Reggie Miller, and then Reggie Miller actually liked the post.
that was pretty wild.
And so Frank was kind of pumped. I was like, yo, this would be dope, man.
Yeah, I was actually excited about it. When he talked about Reggie Cause like he didn't say Reggie Miller on the show. I was like, Reggie? Is that
Yeah, like big
actually
like
Reggie Miller?
Yeah, like
the
Pacers,
shooter?
like the 3-point
Yeah.
bomber, bro.
And he was
They're
like,
boys.
yeah, I was like, what? That's pretty wild.
So, so Frank came from what province in China?
It's Jiangsu province, so it's right next to Shanghai.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My father.
Sorry.
Yeah, so Frank came from the Jiangsu.
Yeah, Jiangsu.
Did I say it right?
Yeah,
Jiangsu.
pretty much. Mm-hmm.
And what was the initial, because we talked about this a little bit already, what was the initial inception of the idea to come to America as opposed to staying in university in China? Like,
Well,
why did you want to come?
First of all, my parents always wanted me to come to U.S., but I didn't like the idea when I was in basically primary school, because
We call it elementary school.
elementary school. Okay.
How old were you?
I was like maybe in the 5th grade when they brought it up.
So in China they call it grades still?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And I didn't like it because probably because I was too young to like even grasp the idea of going to another country for university. So I just said no. And they're like, all right, I guess.
Why did they want you to come?
Because they didn't like the system. Like
the government.
Mm-hmm. The government and like the quality of the education in Chinese universities. If you really want a high
Is it skewered?
quality, yeah, it's like you won't even believe it. Like there are maybe I don't know, like there are very few schools that has high quality education. So if you don't go to those schools, you're pretty much wasting your time.
But a lot of it's censored, correct? Like everything
Oh,
you're
yeah.
learning. Like
Mm.
one thing that
Mhm.
was really crazy,
Everything.
and I also don't want like immigration officials in China to find this and that you're like talking like this. But
Yeah.
Chinese
Yeah.
media is extremely censored.
Yes.
So, for instance, I asked Frank about Tiananmen Square. I forget what was it. Is it Bloody Sunday? Is that what they called it?
I don't know the English name, but
Well, yeah. When there was the kids who were getting killed in Tiananmen Square,
yeah.
China has like totally erased that from the lexicon, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. And
That is
Mhm.
so wild.
you can't find anything about it online in China.
How did you acquire the knowledge?
My parents knew because they were like,
Alive.
yeah, they were alive when that happened. So yeah.
So there are people in China right now that just don't know that this happened.
Probably yes.
That would be like Americans not knowing slavery happened.
Yeah,
That
was-
is so messed up.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Well-
hasn't the government, there has been more going on in China that individuals are now a little more expressive about their distaste for the system, like gradually, or is it totally like if you talk against the government, like you are FUCK'd, man?
Well, I think you can talk shit about the government, but like you can talk shit like in real life, so they wouldn't know. But if you
Not
post,
online.
if you post stuff online, that's pretty bad. Or even if you're just like a normal person, if you say something about the government, they wouldn't really care that much because like you're not instigating anything, right?
But if you're
But
a
like
popular person,
right, but if you're popular and a celebrity and you start talking, then you're in real trouble.
So for reference, it'd be like if on this show
Mm-hmm.
I started slandering like the mayor of Boston or like the
Yeah.
governor, it would be something like that, right?
Right. Well, not not the mayor, but like you can criticize the mayor, but you can't criticize the party. That's the type of stuff
what's the name of the party?
Communist Party, Chinese
That's
Communist
called
Party.
Chinese Communist
Yeah.
Party. And so, but people in China are aware of how restrictive the system is, right?
Not really. I don't.
So how did you know that?
My parents. That's why.
Really?
Yeah, they're my parents.
Like, Frank, you got to get out of here.
Yeah, basically.
That's wild,
Yeah.
man.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you also can't watch YouTube over there, right?
No YouTube, no Facebook, no Google, no Instagram, Yeah, no, any of that.
But there is WeChat.
Yep, WeChat.
And apparently in WeChat, you can write code within the app to make your own app, right?
Yeah, but you really have to know like your stuff, obviously.
Yeah, I got a feeling you probably know how to do it.
No,
though.
I don't know anything about coding.
You probably pick it up pretty quick.
Frank
just built his own computer.
It's a whole another world, coding. Yeah.
So, when you initially came here from China, it was like so restrictive, right? Well, first off, when you got the letter from BC, did you get in? Did you go early decision to BC?
No, I got in regular just decision.
Where else did you apply?
A lot of other schools. I applied like 20 schools, I would say.
I did too.
Like in Canada and US. So, yeah, I applied to Tufts. A lot of my early decision is Rice in
No
Houston.
way. And they didn't take you?
No.
Wow.
Yeah. Straight up like.
Why did you want Rice?
Cause I wanted to go to medical school, so, and like they have really strong like pre-med program.
Rice is so different. Rice is it's like a very traditional classic Southern college in Texas.
Like they're pretty
they don't
small,
have big
right?
sport. Yeah, but they don't. I was gonna say they don't have big sports like BC, which I'm sure you like about the school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So where else did you apply?
A lot, man. I can't even remember. Like.
Why BC?
Cause like it was the best school that I got an offer on. I was deciding between BC and UC San Diego.
No way.
And UC Davis.
And that would be a much shorter flight for you, right? To California.
Yeah, it's still pretty long. It still take maybe 12 hours.
And
as
what does
opposed
it
to
take?
16 or 15.
Yeah,
it's
like 4.5 hours.
Yeah,
coast to coast.
And then I decided to go to BC because of the city. Cause like
you like Boston.
I liked Boston, and like all those other schools like UC Davis or San Diego, they're kind of in the middle of nowhere.
How would you know you like Boston if you've never been? Postcards.
Wow.
Sports.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Kyrie Irving.
Nah, not really.
He probably wasn't signed by.
Yeah, he wasn't even here. Yeah. So yeah, Boston, and like they have, I think Boston as a city definitely has more opportunities like for internships like when I graduate, so that's a big reason I came here.
In terms of like technical?
Yeah, technical, like because like there are a lot of pharmaceutical companies here. Like I said, I was wanting to get into medical school, so
that's wild because dude, when I was 18, when I was graduating high school, I had no career focus at all.
Yeah, me neither.
But it seems like it was kind of imposed on you a little bit.
Not really. I really liked biology in high school. That's my favorite subject, and I'm kind of good at it in high school. But
I'm sure you're good at most things you do, man.
I don't know.
Except sleeping.
Yeah, that's true.
Frank.
No, I'm good at sleeping. I just don't get enough of them. So I can sleep everywhere, anywhere. I mean.
And it's usually just straight through, right? It's like a smooth 4, but it's like a 4 punch. Like you're not waking up within the 4, are you?
Nah. I'm not waking up when I get 4. No way.
So I have a question. So you're 18, right?
Yep. No, I'm 19, almost 20.
No, I'm saying when you're 18.
Oh, yeah.
China says, all right, man, Frank, you want to go to school in America? Great. But you're probably going to find out how kind of messed up our system is right now. Like, they must be aware that when they send people out, they're going to look back at China and say, dude, look how restricted this is.
Yeah, probably, yeah. So
why do they allow it?
They don't like it, that's the truth. And they find all kinds of ways to stop you from studying abroad. Because that's what's happening right now. And like what they do is they make it really hard for you to change your Chinese money into US dollar. So they have a quota on everyone of I think it's 50, no, it's 5 wait, 50,000? Yeah, so it's $50,000 per year. You can't have more than $50,000
U.S. dollars.
US dollars in a year. So even if you have all the Chinese money in the world, you can only get 50,000.
You can't acquire 50,000.
More than 50,000. Yeah,
and
that's
so,
the max.
And so why do they create this limitation? Like, what is
because
the purpose?
people have to pay for tuition, and if you create like obstacles along the way, then obviously disencourage people to go that route.
And so, for instance, though, if someone listening, they'd say, well, can't you just go acquire like 100 million Chinese yen, or I'm not sure the exchange rate, whatever that equates to, and then just transfer to U.S. dollars? Or you're not allowed to?
No, they can't. You can't do that. Like, even if you have all the Chinese money, you can't make that into U.S. dollars. You can't exchange that. Yeah.
So what if like you got a work visa here, right?
No, I don't. I don't have a student visa.
I know, but I'm saying like hypothetically.
Okay.
You get a work visa here, and they say, okay, your salary's $70,000, right? So you make $70,000 a year, U.S. dollars, and then you go back to China. You can only use 50,000 of that.
No, you can exchange your U.S. dollars into Chinese dollar, but you can't do the other way because they don't want the Chinese money to go over like the U.S.
So, what is the purpose of restricting people and making more money?
No, it's not restricting people making money. It's restricting people going to the U.S. and spending your money there. So they want to keep the money in China and not let you go there. So you can make all the money in the world as long as you spend it here.
Wow. So I also imagine there's some sort of like mindset limitation. Like, I think if you hadn't come here, your thinking would probably be a little more stifled about some of the opportunities you can create for yourself in life.
Yes, definitely.
You'd agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Like, do you realize more is possible on a personal level when you come here?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, is starting a business here easier than China? I would say so because of access to social platforms.
Yeah, I would say so too. Yeah, cause like, well, I mean, a lot of people are starting new business right now in China, so I don't know what it's like to start a business in China, so I can't say for sure. But
how do you? Yeah, so what's the state of entrepreneurship in China?
The government is definitely encouraging that, but I don't know.
How do you encourage that in a communist party? I don't really get it.
Why?
Aren't you taxed like crazy?
Not really. I feel like the tax. So this is what they do. I think it's from this year, they cut a lot of the tax rate of like the middle and small businesses. So they're actually encouraging you to start a business because like when you start, it's usually small. And like, yeah, they have a special bracket of like I think it's if your revenue is under 3 million Chinese dollar a year, you get you get a tax back. You get a really low tax rate. So that's how they encourage it.
So what industries are like fastly growing in China? Agriculture is always massive, right?
Yeah, it's always massive. And then what's growing?
Well, so there's like an issue. It's a joke, but in America there's a joke about like if you get like shitty product, it was probably made in China. That's like what people say. like if I give you like if I give you a GDP shirt and like it like shrunk, someone would be like, yeah, you got that shit from China.
I think that's a stereotype.
It absolutely is.
Yeah. We do make good products.
Big in industrial.
Yeah. A lot of factories. My father actually worked with a factory, and yeah.
What's the deal on pollution though? Like that's
that's what I'm gonna say. Because they're cutting back like the heavy industries. Because like the pollution was so bad. Like, people have to wear masks when they go out.
Yeah, so that's real.
Yeah, that's real. That's definitely real.
Because when people picture China, like, if they picture, like, Beijing or some of those, like, bigger industrial cities, they picture, like, dude, smog, thick smoke.
Those smogs were bad when I was in middle school, especially. Now it's getting better.
You wore a mask?
Not really. I just didn't
swag.
care. Yeah. But it was definitely
all that nastiness.
It is definitely bad for your lung, like 100%.
Lung cancer is pretty rampant in China.
Yeah. But nobody can say it is caused by smog.
I mean, it's the same thing
there's
with
only been
cigarettes,
like,
though, you know.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of evidence to prove.
Anytime you're
cigarettes
sucking in like thick, bad air with chemicals in it, it's probably not good for you, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty intuitive. So yeah, they're cutting back the heavy industries where they produce a lot of pollution, cause like it was so bad, and then they're putting more regulation on like those factories, and it's actually kind of hurting the economy right now. So that's why China is not growing as fast as before, is because like the government wanted to be more sustainable, or else it's not. It was so bad. You can do that for a while.
Well, I also saw something recently that like China has now repaired like 30% of its forests. Like there's a big like new forest effort in China.
Yeah, they're trying to like.
And also for reference, anybody listening, me and Frank are like kind of summarizing a lot, because China is a massive country.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah.
And it has 1.6 billion people.
Yeah, something like that.
So it's just like if someone was talking about America in China, it's like, how can you really sum up everything going on? But this is just from a broad scope.
Right. Yeah.
But okay, so I'm in China, right? Like Boch Bonnie's in China.
Right.
I want to start to get something going for myself.
Okay.
What are the limitations for me?
I actually don't know that well, because like there are, from where I come from, there are not a lot of foreigners.
No, I mean if I was like a Chinese version of myself.
Oh.
Like the redhead Chinese man.
So
like, who is this freak?
You want to start a business?
Yeah, let's say I want to start a big podcast in China.
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
But where am I going to put it?
I actually don't know. Like, I know more about entrepreneurship in US than in China. That's the truth. Because, like, I've been here, like, for a while. Yeah. So and I'm only back in China for, like, maybe a month or two every year. So, yeah. So I got to click the camera first.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
We knew this was going to happen. It's also going to be very weird when Frank's like editing clips of himself and I tell him when to drop this episode. It's going to be pretty strange. Also, this is going to be dropping after the mass cast. So anybody who came and saw both me and Frank, thank you very much for coming. Just want to keep it moving, man. We thought Boston needed this, so I hope it was a smash hit. I got a lot of work to do the next week to make sure everything's executed right, but I'm excited for it. Said another one. Sorry, I'm just getting this coffee in me.
Yeah, man.
I have this thing where I like
go for it.
I start like blinking like crazy. I don't know how to control it.
Yeah.
So I forget. There was one. I had one takeaway from college. I had one. Well, I had a couple, but I had one academically. And there's a model called Hofstede's Dimensions. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
It's about personality and characteristics on an international business level.
Okay.
And so China, I remember, ranked extremely, extremely high on whatever the statute was that equated to work ethic. Like, people work really hard.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But people are not individualistic at all.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of groupthink going on,
That's
correct?
true. That is very true. And you can see it even in the Chinese international students. So what usually happens is there are friend groups. So
cliquey.
So, and they're pretty, I would say pretty exclusive. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but like once you form that friend group, people just hang out with each other and just stay stuck in that circle.
I've like seen that.
That's
international
very
students.
common. Like I see it everywhere. Like
With Chinese exchange students. I could imagine though.
Yeah.
People are more comfortable.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, was it tough for you starting to get involved in all this?
Yeah, I didn't like it, to be honest. I tried to get in the friend group when I first came to US in my freshman year, and like they just do everything together, and I didn't like that. Like they just go to a lounge like in a dorm, and they just stay there for the whole day. Like they maybe go to class and then come back and do their homework together, and they have dinner together and they go to gym together, they go to the library together, and they play games together. I was like, what? How do you don't want any like yours like
Well, is it like that in
alone
China?
time? I mean, I feel like it was a little bit better in China, as like less severe,
extreme.
less extreme, because like in the US you only have those people around you who are who came from the same background, so maybe that makes it worse. But yeah, it's definitely a problem.
So what's the workplace relationship like between boss and employee in China? From my stereotype, what I imagine is bosses are very hard on their employees, and it's less of a collaborative effort, and it's more like do this, do that.
I would say yeah, a little bit like that, but I wouldn't say it's that extreme. So, but again, I've never been to a workplace. I've never worked in China. So
you worked for a surgeon, didn't you?
I shadowed a surgeon. So
You followed him around the hospital.
But
What was that like?
You mean?
What was it like? Is it crazy?
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
You see like shooting victims, stab victims?
Nah. They're all like patients lying in bed. No, nothing. Those are for emergencies. I followed a cardiopulmonary surgeon. So they do like lung cancer, like they remove lung tumors and shit.
I'm gonna sound very like this is probably gonna be a dumb question, but so you can be rich in China, like
yeah, for sure.
Then
like
I don't really
filthy
understand.
rich.
Yeah, so then I don't really get the classic Marxist view of communism is everyone makes the same amount of money and everyone's equal.
No, it's not the same as Marxist communism. It's
You're familiar with Marxist communism?
Yeah, it's not like everybody gets the same thing. Like the economy in China is super capitalistic. Like some people make maybe like
billions.
$400-$500 a month. That's like
That's
a lot of people make that money.
That sounds pretty bad.
And then there are
500
people
US dollars a month. What equates to it? How many is that yen?
Times that by 6.7. It's pretty much like it's like 350. No.
Frank, your math is off.
3,500.
Okay.
Like in Chinese yuan.
That's like the average pay.
Maybe a little bit higher than that, but it's pretty much like that. Yeah.
That's actually higher than the US, I think.
Nah, are you kidding? The average pay.
3,500 a month would equate to like $40,000 a year here. That's probably
No. 3,500 Chinese yuan.
Okay, so what's that American?
$500 a month.
So that one of the average like a median salary there is $6,000 a year.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But I mean,
this live?
The price in China, like everything is cheaper except rent, maybe.
Rent in the urban areas.
Yeah, rent in the urban area is pretty ridiculous.
Like worse than Boston?
Not in like a paper value, but like in terms of the percentage of your salary, it's crazy.
I also imagine we'll continue on being the capitalistic approach in China.
Yeah, so economy is super capitalistic.
Then what is communist about the country?
The government, like how they control everything. Like
it's just restrictive.
There's no two parties. There's just one. they run it, like they pick like the leader, the president, like
What's his name right now?
Xi Jinping.
Yeah, because I know Trump just had a meeting with him.
Yeah.
Because I think Trump's...
Oh, and he here's a fucked up thing. He changed the constitution of
the Prime Minister did?
So there was also a restriction of how many terms people can stay in that position.
And he made it longer?
Yeah. He just like get rid of it.
What was the initial
10 years? So it's 5 years a term, two terms, and now it's not a thing. You can
so he
how
wants
many
to rule
terms
the rest of his life.
We'll see. He's on his second term right now, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Will he be revoted, you think?
Probably.
So who votes him? A council of people?
Yeah, so
the vote's not up to the people.
Right. So it's like a pyramid, right? So people can vote for maybe the local, like the county level, but you can't vote for like higher levels.
Who can vote for the higher levels?
So like the county officials can vote for like maybe the city officials.
Oh.
And then the city goes for it. Yeah,
so it's like
so
like we live in Boston, we vote for the mayor.
Right.
And then all the mayors from like Boston, Lowell, Lawrence, Worcester, then they can vote for the governor.
Yeah.
Then all the governors of all the states can vote for
the
senators.
And like there are a lot more steps in China, so it's really hard.
How do you rise to the top?
It's not even. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. You need to have some kind of relationship, like background.
Politicking.
Yeah. For example, if like your dad is maybe a
I get it.
Like you need to have some kind of background to rise in the system.
You gotta pull some strings.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's a huge thing in China.
So the prime minister of China has a ton of power.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of power. Way more than the president in the U.S. Because like the president in the U.S. don't even have that much power. Like I mean, there's
checks and balances,
right?
But the position itself on a global scale is like, yeah, that's the most powerful guy in the world. He has access to decisions. The strongest
but like
military.
That's because
has the most
U.S. Money. The U.S. is
a beast.
Yeah, a beast. But imagine if the U.S. president can be like the Chinese president, like where he can do anything, that gonna be crazy.
Game over. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, are you what was your view of the U.S. before you came here? Did you have a very like pop culture scope about like America, like the land of the free opportunity?
Yeah, I have a general idea of that, but I mean,
how did you acquire it?
Just through internet and my parents.
So you hacked the system a little bit. You cut a little YouTube over there in China.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people are hitting the loopholes.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your view of America before you got here?
Basically, the U.S. is a very democratic country.
Like emphasis on freedom.
Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, just like freedom. Yeah, that's and diversity. That's another thing.
Much more diverse than China.
Mm-hmm. Much more diverse. Yeah. And
were your preconceived notions about the country right when you got here, or like what was different?
For the most part, yeah. Especially on the diversity part, I was kind of shocked.
Also, BC is not that diverse of a school, you know.
But
BU
at the time that I came here, bro, I was like,
bruh,
why are so many different kinds of people
you've never seen before? Right?
No, yeah.
Like you saw a dude with like a white dude with red hair. Then you saw like a black dude, a Spanish chick.
Yeah. That kind of stuff.
That was like a big culture shock for you?
Mm-hmm. That was one of them, yeah.
Boston's a good city for that, too.
Yeah.
Because if you were to go down south, it would be much more segregated.
Okay. Yeah.
Boston's like very diverse.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're also touched in with the show now, and I think we have like a really diverse types of guests.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. Like.
So what about like, what was the biggest adjustment for you when you got here? Can I ask you one thing? Are people in China traditionally kind of shy?
Oh yeah, most people. I feel like, in general, people are more shy in China than in U.S.
But I
For sure.
imagine that's a result of the system because
Mhm.
I'm imagining they don't put an emphasis on individual expression, right?
Right. Yeah, 'cause like the values and everything in China is just different. Like you're not supposed to be like the guy who's out there, you know? Like there's a saying in China that I don't even know how to translate, but basically
Say
like
it in
the
Chinese.
枪
Zhang
打
Zhang Dao
枪打出头鸟.
Zhang Dao Te Qiuan.
So basically, if you translate that
What was
literally,
I saying the other day? Like, pow! Was that the swear?
yeah, no,
Okay,
no,
I won't say
no,
it.
yeah,
'Cause I think
But-
you send this to your friends, they're going to be
yeah.
offended.
So if you translate it literally, it means, the bird who flies the first will get shot, basically.
That's pretty grim.
So yeah, people don't like people who are like being out there.
Extroverted.
Not extroverted, but like just being out there, you know, just like in
Everyone's
your
to
face.
themselves.
For sure.
So, were you like that in China too? Because I noticed that
Yeah.
with you.
I still am.
Yeah, but I think you're opening up, and I think it's dope.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
think you feel more
Yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah.
So, like in China, like how we act, like when we're just chilling, you wouldn't act like that. Correct?
Act like what?
Like are you open with your friends about the way you feel? Are you?
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, but like, I mean, what I mean by being out there is like in public, more so than like your friends and
Don't
family.
attract attention to yourself.
Right. Yeah, but you still like do the same stuff like with your friends and family, like here. It's just like being in the public, you wouldn't want to.
Everyone's very cordial, right?
Yeah, most people are.
Well, I noticed that too sometimes with like Chinese people I know here, like foreign exchange students. None of them are usually, and I don't even mean to stereotype, but none of them are usually like very extroverted and like friendly. Like, hey, nice to meet you. Hi, this is me.
Yeah.
Was that like a shock for you when you got here when people like come up to you and introduce themselves?
Yeah, that was very different. Like, yeah, people are way more reserved in China for sure. Yeah.
So, would your friends back home say you're shy? Or are you like average
I feel like I'm average in China.
in terms of
like-
being social?
Right.
I'm sure there was one kid in your class who was always like,
Maybe I'm more on the shy side. I feel like, yeah, I'm not very social. I'm not.
you keep saying that, but I disagree with you.
I'm not
dude.
very social. I don't like. Okay, so a lot of the times I don't want to talk to people. I just want to like be in my room doing my own stuff
You're a little
and not be
introverted.
and not be bothered.
Has this helped
So-
you like kind of break out of it a little bit? I'm hoping.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah.
Like you went on your own to go shoot with Mike the other day, bro. Think about it. I was wildly impressed because it's not easy to go up to someone out of nowhere. Someone reaches out to you on Instagram and say, "Hey, man, I have an event coming up. I want you to work on it." You showed up, bro.
Yeah, I showed up.
You're probably terrified. I would have been. You probably thought I was gonna beat your ass.
Nah, maybe a little bit, but like I wanted to do it. I knew it. I want to be in this
The sector,
right, because like I don't really want to go work in a corporate setting, so I knew I had to do something to
seize
change that.
opportunities,
Right, if I want to like to get out of that corporate route, so I had to do something. So yeah, I'm
The
just
pursuit of happiness.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
the
just
American
taking-
Poem story.
yeah. I have to. You gotta
gotta
take
go, you
action.
gotta
man.
do, man.
Yeah, you gotta do it. Yeah, exactly.
Do it big. Do a lot.
Yeah.
So, when you got to American classes, right? Was the education different from what you were used to?
Yeah, but I feel like that's just the difference between high school and college. I'm sure you notice a difference when you graduate high school and go into U.S. university, right?
I've never been a great student.
Yeah, but like it's different, right? The system.
A little bit, not
yeah, 'cause, like,
really. My high school
you get
was
to
my high
choose
school
your
was
class.
my high school was considered like pretty good for the state. So
Yeah, but like it's gotta be different. Like you leave your home, you live in a dorm, you can choose whatever class you want to take, and you can like
you couldn't do that
go
in China?
out. Not in less so in high school.
What
I
do they
mean,
teach you about American history in China?
They don't really
Someone
teach that.
someone just clicked.
Yeah. Let me see that.
What, did it die? As Frank's up changing the cameras for anyone listening in the listening sphere, we have an event that actually already happened, so I can't even plug it. But if you came to the Masscast at the Warehouse 11 on the 30th of June, Sunday, thank you very much. I'm trying my best to assimilate into this role in media. I'm not used to it, and I'm really enjoying everything going on in the city, and I'm happy to be at the forefront of a lot of things going on, not even to toot my own horn. But with that, Frank's back.
Yes. What was I saying?
We're talking about American history in China.
Oh, they don't really teach American history.
So how did you know anything about it? Did you know there was a civil war? Did you know there was
Yeah,
slavery?
they teach a part of it as like a world history, but they don't go like in depth at all.
So does the Chinese government not like the American government? It's competitive, right?
Yeah, it's definitely competitive, but like they're not gonna say it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we also get a lot of imports from China.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, for sure.
Everything industrial. Like everyone outsources work. One other one clicked.
What?
Did you hear that? Which one clicked? Is it a memory card thing? Maybe also, so as Frank's up, getting it in, doing his thing. It's 9:16. And we got Sir South coming after this, who just dropped a great project. I totally encourage anybody listening to go listen to South's project. It's called A Glamorous Death, and it's nice as a friend to see your friends grow. He's never been the most outstandingly extroverted individual. It overheated? Yeah. Okay, so we'll just cycle back between these two?
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries, bro. I'm surprised that's the first time that's happened, right?
Yeah, that's the first time. That's so weird.
Are you shooting a different file size?
No.
Okay. Okay, so...
Oop.
So... So you've come to America, right? You realize some of the opportunity here. I want you to talk a little bit about your limitations on getting citizenship or a visa and how tough it is.
Yeah, it's getting tougher and tougher every year because of the policy, unfortunately. So if you want to be a citizen, you can't just apply and be a citizen. You have to, first of all, get a work visa. So you have to graduate.
First,
some
student
kind of
visa.
Yeah, student visa is
generally easy, right?
easier. Yeah, so you can apply for college in the U.S. and you graduate, and then you can apply for a job or grad school, but you have to get a job somehow eventually, and then the job itself has to like satisfy some kind of requirements.
So, yeah, the job requirements is, because I've been researching it a bunch too, because I think, like, if you could live here, man, live out your dream, that'd be really awesome, dude.
Yeah.
But the some of the requirements I thought, and me and Frank disputed a little bit, but was you have to be an asset to an organization that no one else in the country can do. I was wrong about that?
Yeah.
So explain.
Basically, you have, how do I say this? So you can offer a unfair competitive advantage as opposed to like the native citizens here. So, for example, you can say, all right, I'm not gonna get paid for this year, but I work for you for free for a year and then I get the work visa. So you can't do that. So you have to get fully paid as a citizen here, so that people don't lose their jobs because you can get a work visa.
See, that's unfair though.
Yeah.
Because American capitalistic society, as you know, and as you know, we set things up, is extremely competitive. Like, that's what the whole system's based on, is competition. So I think it's wildly unfair for Chinese people not to say, hey man, listen, I'd really love to work here.
But that really hurts like the US employees. That really hurts.
You say that.
If that's a legitimate way of getting a work visa, then all the Mexicans will come here and just say, I'll work for free for a year and then stay here. That's not okay.
I agree mostly on it if you're talking about entry level positions.
Yeah.
But if you're discussing working, let's say you want to do media for a massive corporation, I think it's a little different because there's less opportunity for the average American in a bigger corporation. Does that make sense?
What do you mean?
It'd be different if you said, I'll work at McDonald's for free for a year. Know what I'm saying? I got some yen saved up. I'm gonna get that converted to the 50 racks I want, and then I'll work at McDonald's for a year, because those are jobs, or I'll work at a gas station for a year. Those are jobs that everybody can do. If there's a job that you're highly specialized in, like if you were a media guru and like you're actually really cut out to do it, I don't see why an American company wouldn't say, wait, this kid wants to get his citizenship and work for free and he's going to be a massive benefit to our company. I would 100% absolutely seize that opportunity.
Well, if you're really good, they're willing to pay for it, right?
Yeah.
If you're way better than everyone else, they are willing to pay for it, and that's the one way of staying here. I totally understand why they do that, because like obviously they want to protect like the U.S. citizens, but like it is what it is. Like you have to be really good to stay here. That's the rule, and I see nothing wrong about that.
If I move to China, so we move GDP to China, right? Global, international, man.
Yeah.
Why not? Could I only make $50,000 or could I make as much US dollars as I want?
You can make as much as you want, but you can.
I'm saying I'm not a citizen. I'm there on a work visa.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure.
Could you see people liking me in China? Honestly, I know it sounds egotistical. I think I would love to go there.
Yeah, and it's gonna be like I would say the fact that you're a foreigner is enough like attention already.
Yeah, they really like foreigners, right?
Yeah, they really like it. Yeah.
My dad, who's just visited, he said that people were like amazed at how tall he was.
Yeah. The average height.
People were taking pictures with him. Like they would pull him aside at a bar and they would take pictures. They thought he was a celebrity.
Yeah, people love foreigners in China.
Do girls like white dudes?
Yeah, for sure.
Do girls like black dudes too?
Less so. I would say, yeah, less so. Again, that was a stereotype.
This whole thing,
or whole generalization.
Yeah.
But like, a lot of people like Caucasian male.
Arranged marriages aren't still a thing, are they?
What?
Arranged marriages?
Less like. It's not a thing anymore in urban areas, but in rural areas, it's still
yeah, like farming areas.
Yeah. How
did your parents meet?
They met in college, actually.
What school?
It's a Nanjing Tech University. I don't even know how to translate it, but
say it in Chinese.
Nanjing 理工大学.
Nanjing 理工大学.
Yeah. So Nanjing.
I got that wrong,
Nanjing is the name of the city, and then Li Gong means basically science and engineer, something like that. And then
College of Science and Engineering.
And then 大学 means university.
大学.
So, 大学.
How do I say podcast in Chinese?
播客.
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 播客. Dude, your English is unbelievable. seriously, you know like very sophisticated words.
Oh yeah, I studied for SAT. That's why.
Yo, Frank killed it on the SAT, bro. You got a 1500 out of 16.
Yeah, I gotta pass. I have to take TOEFL, which is you have to no. TOEFL means like you have to take it if English is your second language to prove your language efficiency, and then SAT is more academia. It's academic. Yeah, academic test. So yeah.
But you grew up learning English? Do your parents speak English?
They speak a little. My dad speaks like better English, not better English, but he's willing to like express himself, even though like it's so
like, Frank, clean up your room.
Wrong.
oh, it's grammatically wrong.
Yeah, but he's willing to like try, and like he gets the message across, and that's what this
like,
is
Frank,
all about.
what's this podcast thing you're doing? I'm gonna choke slam you, son.
They don't even know.
You gotta tell them. You go. Well, you gotta show them this, and they go back.
No.
Are you famous in America?
Nah, they know. Nah.
You don't think they'll embrace it?
They would. They would. I don't.
They won't understand it.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
But they support you getting into media.
Oh yeah, for sure. They support everything I do.
Shouts out to you, man.
Yeah. Like, they didn't really resist the idea of doing this, but yeah.
I think there's a certain point where parents are like, I would really love if my son or daughter did exactly what I did, and they were really good at it. I would love that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. They would definitely like that. Okay.
Yeah, just hit the cameras again.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Do it. We're going to keep running until South comes in. I'm really enjoying this, bro. So, again, back to my point about Sir South. Did you click? We're goody? Never mind. We'll talk about it later. Is China very cluttered?
Yeah, in urban areas, yeah.
Like, very claustrophobic?
Mm-hmm, very. It's like New York.
Who's the biggest celebrity American celebrity in China? Donald Trump?
No.
Michael Jordan?
Most people don't care about politics in China. Probably maybe Taylor Swift. I don't know.
They like Taylor?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Who did you look up to, like, American wise? Like, who were you really fascinated by?
Fascinated by? What do you mean?
Like when you were like binging YouTube videos late at night, who were you like, yo, that guy's awesome?
When I watch YouTube videos, it's usually influencers, so I wouldn't say I look up to them. But
Casey
like,
Neistat?
Yeah, I like him. Yeah, I really like him.
I don't know how he edits so quick.
Yeah.
And they're all like beautiful videos.
Yeah, I know. But I used to watch a lot of TV shows, like American TV shows.
Like what?
Like, just like the very classic shows, like Prison Break, Modern Family, Big Bang.
On Netflix?
No, I downloaded it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
pirate
illegal.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how people watch the US shows. Because like, they can't really...
Everyone uses streaming services, bro.
They can't access Netflix in China.
You're talking about in China?
Uh-huh.
You just download everything?
Yeah.
What are the viruses looking like on your computer, bro?
No, it's not.
None?
Yeah.
So, let's say you find a girl you like here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's white. And then you bring her back to China. What are your parents thinking?
My parents would... my parents would definitely, like support me. But
What's
my
relatives
are the ones they're gonna have maybe a problem. But
why? They just think it's like not right.
Yeah, not right. But like, it's so they can't really communicate with her. That's the main issue.
But aren't they like, oh my god, this girl's beautiful?
Yeah, they would.
If you play it right.
Yeah. But like, the thing is, they want to talk to, like, my wife, future
Yeah.
wife.
Your
For sure.
official wife?
Future.
Oh, your future wife.
Yeah.
Thought you
So-
said official. Like you have official and unofficial wives.
Nah, what?
Well,
No,
I think it's really interesting, and I would like
Yeah.
to maybe use this as a part of the clip. But Frank is the subject of the one-child rule
Yeah.
in China. So at the
Definitely.
time when your parents were getting intimate, excuse me, but the truth, they said they can only have one kid.
Mm-hmm.
That is wild.
Yeah.
So he's an only child,
Yeah, exactly.
and that's changed.
Yeah, that's changed from when I was born. So they used to be really, really strict. So there was always a one-child policy, and up until maybe I'll say 3 years ago. And then, but before, like in the 2000s, which is when I was born, it was really strict. So if you have a second child, you'll get fined a lot of money, like a lot of money.
So what do they do?
What do you mean?
Who's that? Oh, it's Kev. I'm gonna grab him real quick. Let's I'm gonna have him come in and we'll finish the interview up. Okay.
All right, yeah.
You're gonna have to kill some dead time for a sec. Actually, do you mind grabbing him just so I can talk? Actually,
Sure.
I'll grab him. I just want to talk in terms of audio to keep this thing rolling. But yes, Kev's here. We're running a double episode today. Frank doesn't know, but I'm thoroughly enjoying this interview. Kev's here. I think his story is impeccable, and I also think that like I'm learning a lot. I'm just killing some dead time. Kevo. Hey, listen, real quick. I'm interviewing Frank. I'm just gonna finish. You can sit down if you'd like. Me and Frank are gonna wrap this up. Can you just close that door? Just hit that real quick. So the basis of this entire segment is, this is your first time meeting Frank? This is the guru making everything look nice. He said he liked your tape.
Yeah, I like it.
Frank's a foreign exchange student, and so he's been telling me all about China. Wildest thing ever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I want you to finish up on like kind of the limitations of being like, is there a pressure that comes with that? Like, now you're your parents' only kid, like you got to go make it happen.
Not really, not for me, for sure.
How do you pronounce your last name in Chinese?
Xu.
So you're the last leg of the Xu family.
No, they have brothers and sisters, so I have like 5 cousins.
And they're all only childs too?
Yeah.
Children, excuse me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's so weird to me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so they used to be really strict to the rules. So if you have a second child, you get like fined a lot of money. But then as time passes, like the rules gets like looser, I say.
They were worried about overpopulation.
Mm-hmm. They were worried about not having enough labor like in 20 years, because like you only have one child like supporting all the other like older people, so like the aging issues became more severe, so they just stopped the one child policy. Never mind. They changed the rules. So if one of the parents is the only child in their family, you can have like more than one kid.
Seems so ridiculously
Yeah.
restrictive.
Yeah.
What are the abortion laws in China?
There are no laws about abortion.
So you can get an abortion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And is it taboo? Is like abortion is that like an important social issue right now in China, like it is in America?
No, not at all.
Because it's
Like-
got the whole country divided over here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm not gonna comment on that, but like in China, it's not even a discussion. So yeah, people can have abortion however many times they want it, but it's obviously bad for your body, but you can do it.
Okay, listen, Kev's here, so we're gonna have to wrap this up. But
Yeah.
hey,
It's alright.
that wasn't that bad, right?
Yeah, that was not bad.
You're gonna
Yeah.
have to tell me what you think a good clip would be. I thought you said so much valuable information in there. I don't even know.
This
It's
is
gonna be weird for Frank. 'Cause
everything
it's
I
like he's gonna be
say-
editing himself.
Yeah.
Don't be
everything-
insecure when you're editing either. Like, oh, I
Alright,
don't like
yeah,
the way I sounded.
Yeah. You're gonna have to tell me what clip to use, because I don't know what's more shocking to like the U.S. people.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You know how, you better know how to start this
Yeah,
sentence. If you
okay.
don't, we got an issue.
Yeah. All right. Do you want me to say my Chinese name when I end?
Say the whole thing in Chinese. That'd be fire. Cause that'd be good for that clip. Yeah. Say this. Can you say, "Hey, I'm young Frankie Films. This is my golden hour" in Chinese, and then say it in American, and then we can cut
I don't
the
even
clip
know
up
how
there.
to translate golden hour.
All right. Well, can you say like something that sounds like it?
I would just say.
Don't.
I would just say English. To be honest.
Say it in Chinese.
No.
Dude,
I would say my
you're
name
young
in Chinese.
Frankie Films.
I would say
bruh.
my name in Chinese. How about that?
Okay.
All right.
Well, you'd say ni hao, right? That's hi.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Xu Yunfan, and this is my golden hour. And then, hi, my name is Xu Yunfan, and that was my golden hour.
And the entire substance of this podcast is pretty much Frank talking about being a foreign exchange student from China, some of the difference between China and the U.S., and a lot of things he's had to deal with, and some of the adaptations you've made since being here. So, Frankie Films, thank you for being an amazing producer on the show. You're a great guy.
Of course.
Let's keep it moving, brother.
All right, let's go.